everyone. This is Marks. I'm back with another one of our authors from Tales of Monstrosity, Monsters, Myths, and Miscreants. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I am Marisa Wolf. I will tag myself as a miscreant.
That's great. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself or your author career?
Yeah. So I write science fiction and fantasy and all of the little corners in between that I can find. I have written in several shared universes. So with Chris Kennedy Publishing, there's been The Four Horsemen, The Salvage System, Hit World. With Hit World, I have gotten to lead up a brand new spin-off series called Valkyries, which is exciting. I've got about 25 short stories out in the world, and I'm really pumped about monsters. So.
Awesome. And can you tease your story?
Yes. So my story is called An Old Favor, and it is the story of a detective who has stayed out of public limelight for a very long time for a very good reason, until she is dragged back in because she owes a favor, an ancient favor, to an old friend. And so while she has kept herself busy doing just very small, petty crimes and petty small things, suddenly she's got to deal with a murder, and a lot of shenanigans ensue.
All right. Do you mind reading just a little bit of it?
Yeah, I will read you the first couple lines.
Awesome.
So, An Old Favor by Marisa Wolf. Sun streamed through the nodding trees. A breeze wove through the air. People laughed and picnicked. And Okia sat on her bench and hated the lot of it. A note fluttered on her lap. She would have preferred a live viper. Her hair rustled in the breeze, muttering imprecations, and she smiled despite the infuriatingly short message she'd been reading. No snacks, she said. A susurrus of reluctant agreement answered her. Because, shocker, secret, spoiler, she's a Gorgon, so her hair is snakes.
Yeah, it's great that you have a Gorgon. Can you tell us a little bit why you decided that monster?
Yeah, so also fun fact, I had a different monster picked out and then realized somebody else had gotten to it before me. So I was like, oh no, what else will I do? And so I was thinking through, and just for no reason at all, I thought of Medusa, and I was like, she's surrounded by statues all the time. What if they started to talk to her? So what if somebody has been turned into a statue long enough that they can relearn how to talk, but they can only talk to Gorgons? And so then I was like, oh, what would she do? Oh, she'd be a private detective. And so I just started building from there. And thankfully, Marks approved the idea because I fell in love with it hard and fast. So it would have been really sad if he said no.
It would turn me into a statue. No.
Yeah, right? Have to get a snake lady to get you. So,
Yeah, I love that, the angle of the story, and that the statues talk and all that. It's great. I wonder, oh yes, so since we have a Kickstarter for this, you do have some Tuckerizations in there, right?
I do. So there are 3 characters in the story that have names, but they could have better names. They could have your name, person watching this. So at these different levels, you can buy in, and you can be you might have to remind me of the third one. Only 2 are jumping to mind. But you could be the orc who runs the standard noir bar that our detective has to go to, who may or may not also have a little bit of history with our detective. You could be a kitsune statue who has a pretty key moment, small part in there. And then, do you remember what my third one is?
Tentacles.
Oh, yeah, the bartender at the noir bar. He has a tentacle beard. He could also be a Shee, though, with a really cool tentacle beard. Also, it changes colors like squids and octopi. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, talking about monsters, what's some other favorite monsters of yours from myth, lore, or fiction?
Man, I love a lot of, I love orcs. There's a reason there's an orc in mine. I love kelpies, which was, I am pumped that there's a kelpie story, and I cannot wait to read it. Kelpies was my original choice. The idea of like a water horse who will lure you to your doom is pretty delightful. I mean, Chupacabra is really cool. Like, if there is a really cool monster story about it, I probably love it. And I probably read it when I was a little too young to read it. So yeah, that's how I
Nothing
do.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so everybody please check out the Kickstarter. Where can people find you online? And are there any other upcoming projects you'd like to let people know about?
Yeah. So you can find me at marisawolf.com or marisawolf.net. I go both ways. And if you like books and you like dogs, you can follow me on Instagram at bookdogs. So you'll see my books, you'll see my dogs. And my husband and I live full-time in our RV, so you can also see our travels. If you go to my website, you can sign up for my newsletter, and then you get a free short story. We like free things. And I think those are the big things. A project coming up soon, depending on, again, when you see this. In January, I have a short story in an anthology called Chicks in Tank Tops. And it is about chicks in their tanks. So I really love this story. I'm about as obsessed with it as I am with my Gorgon PI. So I'm really pumped about it, and actually am excited to get to write a novel in that same world as the short story. So stay tuned.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks so much for chatting with everybody, and see you all later.
Yeah, thanks, Marks. Good luck, guys.